Welcome and welcome to Shady Talk Wednesday. How is everybody doing out here on this lovely Wednesday? It looked like it was gonna rain. I think it did rain. I'm not sure. I was in the rain, but it's Wednesday and we are here. But I am excited to be here today because I have a special guest with me live here today in studio, Miss Sharonda Roberts.
Thank you for having me. I am so excited to be here. I'm grateful to you, Tawanda, for allowing individuals like myself this platform to be able to share what we do in our community. It is such a blessing, and I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I appreciate you coming here because that was the reason why I wanted you to be on the podcast today because of what you put out in the community of for your city. But I want to read your bio. Sharonda Roberts, dedicated mother of 3 and grandmother of 8, with over 2 decades of experience in the human service field for the past 10 years. She specialized as a substance abuse counselor. Sharonda has a deep passion for supporting the unhoused community and find fulfillment in being of service to others. Her motto is homeless, not helpless, but still a human. I love that. Give her a round of applause for that.
Thank you, thank you,
Yes,
thank you.
I love that.
That is helping people is my passion.
Right.
I think seeing people down and bound in the grips of the disease of addiction and nowhere to sleep every night just does something to my spirit.
Yeah.
And I say it all the time. I do not proclaim to be this person that can save the world. But if I help one person, I feel like I did my job.
And that's the amazing part because, I'm not going to say it takes a lot to see what others is going through to help because it doesn't. But I do love people who have the compassion that understand that it doesn't take a lot to help. Now, to put things together to make it helpful is a lot. But I think to already have that heart makes it a little more easier and makes you have more compassion, when you see people in the world that need help. So we're going to talk a little bit about your organization, the
Mature sisters.
mature. I don't know why I was thinking it was mature sisters.
That's what everybody called it. They always say mature sisters. It started off mature sisters.
Okay.
But we had to change the name because the vision changed.
Okay.
And once the vision changed, the name had to change. But because I was already known in the city of Patterson for MS, we just kept it and we just changed the spelling.
So now you said the vision changed. So what's the difference between mature and mature sisters?
Mature sisters, we wanted to house women.
Okay.
That was our vision. That was the mission statement for mature sisters.
Okay.
But for mature sisters, we want to be out in the streets.
So what does mature mean?
Just mature. It's just a French version of mature.
Oh, okay. So you just put the tour.
Yeah.
You just tongue-tied it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Change the A to a U.
Okay. So now I've realized and I've read a little bit about your organization that you hold on 272 Ellison Street in the Elks Lodge parking lot. Mm-hmm. And from the things that I've seen that you kind of you does things as far as like I know it's your vision, but let's talk about your vision first because I remember when I came to your gala that you had and I heard you speak about your personal life. And that was so heart tearing, that day when I heard that, because sometimes I feel like people can go deeper of what they've been through to understand somebody else. So when I kind of heard a little bit of your back past and the things that you was talking about, it made me understand why I can see your vision. Because sometimes we see things that people is doing. And I do get it that sometimes when people do it, they do it because they see it needs to be done. Mm-hmm. But to me, I feel like when it comes from something that was within you that you experienced or you kind of just, just experience yourself, it is deeper.
It's different.
So talk a little bit about that, because I know that's probably where your vision first came from because of that.
Well, the gala from this year was my first gala.
Okay.
But the vision for Mature Sisters didn't stem from that.
Okay.
It just gave me a better understanding
Okay.
and outlook on the unhoused population.
Okay.
I was homeless due to a house fire.
Okay.
And as much as I'm well together and able to navigate through the system, I couldn't. I became so frustrated, overwhelmed, and mental health set in. And when I tell you I felt so defeated because the same community that I served, I couldn't get assistance. It made me better understand how the homeless people feel. I call them unhoused. The unhoused people feel. Calling 211 and you don't have a cell phone and you have to be on hold for a long period of time, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It deters you from even wanting to do anything, because that was me. I didn't want to go through the process, and I know how they feel. So I'm able to identify with them on a more deeper level. And because I'm able to do that, that just makes my drive and passion to help them just go even further.
Now, with you putting out, because I do like, there was something how you called it. You said, I'm homeless, but I'm not helpless.
I'm homeless and I'm not helpless, and I'm
Now,
a survivor.
and I'm a survivor. So play a little bit in my head when you say you're homeless, but you're not helpless and you're a survivor. Because when I look at it, there is homeless people out there, and to me they do still look helpless, and I do get where they're trying to survive. So how do you break that down in your way of seeing that?
So when people look at, they have this stigma about homeless people that, because they're using drugs, that their mentality is low. And that's not true. I have encountered some very intelligent men and women. Just because they're down on their luck does not mean that they can't get out of that grip, because I did it. No, I didn't use drugs, but I still was in a rut where I couldn't pull myself out of. And without the support of people, that's the only way I did it. So yes, they are homeless, but they're not helpless. If you put the right tools in front of them and be consistent with it, they'll grip it. You may have to do it 2 or 3 times. You might have to do it 4 or 5 or 6 times, but you have to be consistent with it. And that's what I've learned. So just because they're homeless doesn't mean that they're helpless.
Now, have you experienced any of your, I guess we should call them residents in your city, participants in your city, that they are homeless by choice?
Some are.
Okay.
Some are homeless by choice. They just don't want to do anything. They don't want to change their situation. Some are homeless because they dropped out of a treatment program and they ended up staying in Paterson, New Jersey. Some are homeless due to domestic violence. Some are homeless due to being released from prison. It's several things that lead to homelessness. It's not just because they're on drugs that's it. No. Some are homeless because of mental illness and their family cannot control them, or they don't know how to deal with it. So they choose to be on the street.
Now, most of the participants, right? When you are doing your program or your organization with them, are they able to come and share their stories with you?
Yes.
And how do you find them? Is it because, okay, so how long have you been doing this organization that you've been in?
Mature Sisters been in existence for 15 years, but the Shower Initiative, we've been doing for 7. This is our 7th year doing it. And the way that we get the information out is an email is sent to various agencies that their clientele is homeless, and word of mouth.
Okay, so before you started the Shower 7 years ago, how did the Mature Sisters program went? Were you inside of a building? Like how does that,
when we first started, we was just volunteering with other nonprofit organizations in the
Okay.
city of Patterson, like
Okay.
Patterson Cares.
Okay.
When they did they soup during the winter months, and we was out there with them, giving
Mm-hmm.
out blankets, hot soup, hot cocoa, just volunteering with other organizations. That's how I started until I got this inbox from a family member who seen something on the West Coast about doing showers. And
So your organization is basically based on an outside setting, not like in a building, not
that's the
like,
long term goal.
oh, really?
That's the long term goal.
Really?
People need showers every day,
Right.
not just in the summer months.
Now, because you do live in the city of Patterson and you have been doing this program with the participants for so many years, to where as though you're now with giving them showers on the outside, there has not been anyone that came to you in the city of Patterson to even like open up some kind of building.
No, nope.
No, and you know it's shocking to me because I honestly thought that you worked in a certain building for years, let's just say, and you know you come across participants like them that comes into the building or comes somewhere that you kind of know that they are homeless, and the outside thing I thought it was all connected with like a building setting,
No.
your personal job setting, and you know,
I do work.
wow.
I do counseling. I
Right.
am a licensed counselor,
Right.
certified substance abuse counselor, but I never cross those lines. So I don't discuss my organization at my employer.
Oh,
I don't do
really?
that. No,
So that's a whole
that's
separate.
a separate entity, and I keep
Okay.
that separate
Okay.
for a reason because what I do professionally, I don't want to violate any HIPAA laws, so I don't do it.
Well, it's amazing that even what you do professionally and what you're able to do on the outside with these people, that you're able to do that.
It's difficult because I do see them, but I do not intertwine.
Mm-hmm.
If they come into the agency where I'm working currently,
Mm-hmm.
I don't acknowledge them. I don't address them. If they speak to me, I definitely would speak to them, but I do not acknowledge them first.
Now, have you? I'm sure. Have you tried to talk to anybody in the city of Patterson, mayor, council people? I mean, about even now. Let me ask you this because I don't know how many shelters Patterson have. Do you know how many shelters Patterson have?
Not off the top. I know they have one female single shelter, and then they have multiple men shelters, and then they do have, I believe, two family shelters. Now, them
Okay.
numbers might be off, but I know definitely one female single female shelter.
And that's the one on North Third. Is
No,
that
that's
the?
family.
Oh, that's family.
Eva's Village is the female shelter.
Also, there's even different breakdowns of shelters and
Yes.
family shelters. Because I remember a while back when I went to speak to a shelter with trying to help someone get into a home and into their shelter, their family shelter. Now that you're saying it's called family, because the one I went to is called family, but because it was a female shelter and they had a son, they couldn't bring the son in the shelter.
Yeah, it's different. It's different stipulations for the different shelters. But I know things have changed since COVID, and now everything goes through 211, which is again is very difficult for the unhoused to navigate, especially if you don't have no phone.
Right.
So I don't know what we can do. I am one of the people that is about problem solving. I want to be a part of the solution and not the problem. I have, honestly, I could say many people in the city of Patterson, the mayor, the council, they are aware of what Mature Sisters does, even the freeholders and the commissioners. And I do get support from some individuals. But I thought at this time, 7 years in, that the support would have been greater. But I understand.
But is it a reason why do you think that it's? I don't want to say because everybody have different stories, but it's just I don't know, it's just difficult to kind of even figure out why is there so many homeless people in the city of Patterson. Do you believe that most of them are getting turned down from going into some of these places that are they coming to you telling you that they are trying? Because I know from, like I said, a situation that there is like a waiting list, there is like a
Or
process.
they at full capacity,
Yeah.
or they just get deterred because of the process. Some just get, just be like, I don't want to go through that process. And it's a process. And the process is not easy. Before it was easy, I used to work at a shelter and we didn't have so much red tape to go through for them to get into the shelter as long as we had the bed availability. But now it's a process and you got to go through a screening. And again, I couldn't do it.
Now, do you think it's because we're overpopulated in the city
Oh,
of
we definitely
Patterson where there's no
overpopulated.
room?
We are definitely overpopulated. We got more buildings and people than we got space.
Yeah.
We definitely overpopulated.
Yeah.
They have to have the desire to want to change. And some are just not mentally capable to have that desire right now.
And what I do love about your organization is how you even have to, even though I know just doing some of these things, period, because people think that when you reaching out for support, is an easy task because it's, they feel like, oh, just throw it on social media, just tell a few people, but it's still a lot of work. It's still a lot of pulling teeth. It's not as easy as people think. But I do love how you came up with the ideal of um, asking for clothing, shoes, towels, toiletries.
This shower event is not a, people see the aftermath. They don't see the behind the scene planning, which takes a lot.
And let's talk about some of
It,
that. What
it,
does it
it
take?
takes a lot. This year alone, we rendered 571 showers.
Okay, I seen that. Round of applause for that. Can we get a round of applause for that?
571 showers. That means 571 deodorants, 571 shower shoes.
And that was just this year.
That's just this year. Our total showers that we have provided was 2,103 in the 7 years. So we have to make sure that we have enough items to provide every day that someone walks through the parking lot at
Right.
American Elks Lodge 333. So we're serving about 30 to 35 to 40 people a day.
Now, is it a sign up or people out in the street, they just hear about it and they just come?
They just
Well,
come.
I'm sure now because you've been doing it for so many years, they're expecting to see it. They kind of know Miss Rhonda,
She
the
coming.
mature sister.
Yeah.
She's gonna be in the
Elks
parking
parking lot.
lot. Giving showers. Now, this is just a summer thing. This is not for the winter, right?
No. So what we did, we used to rent a 8 stall unit for our first up into 2023. We used to rent the unit, the big unit. In 2023, we was blessed with the donation of one single unit.
Okay.
Actually, two. We got 2 single units, so we own 2 units. And this year, after the gala,
And that's when you say in the units, you're saying the portable showers.
yes.
Okay.
So after this year gala, we purchased our third single portable unit. So now we are owners, not renters.
Okay.
So these units belong to us. Wherever we go, we take them. So we're mobile. So if we decide that we want to do the shower event in Patterson and simultaneously do it in Newark, we can do that.
Oh, nice. Now let's go back because I remember, I believe it was last year some time ago, when you were heartbroken about, I believe someone came in and broke in the porta potties or
Yes.
stole some items, and you were so frustrated and you wanted to give up. And
That wasn't the first time I wanted to give up. This is a lot. So
Yeah.
when I feel like once I put my hard work in it, and I give anybody anything if I have it. So to steal from me, that was just heart wrenching, and that was the first time that ever happened. So, things happen and I learned my lesson and now I know what not to do. So I didn't utilize that storage unit anymore. I just used something different. But that broke me because you don't have to steal from me. You can ask me for whatever you want. And if I got it, you got it.
Now, when you saying something was stole from you, was it an actual porter shower
No, it's
or
just all our items,
all your
all
items?
the care packages, all the toiletries, all the socks, all the underwears. Yeah.
And so that's why you had to restart all over again.
Yes.
Now, what are you doing about that as far as like cameras? Or I'm quite sure now you found a safer place to kind of put your items in
Well, we
to
got
hold.
it's stored locked now.
Okay, it's stored and locked down.
It's locked
Yeah, now
down.
because that was tough.
That
And
broke me.
yeah, I
That was
seen
one of the
it.
things that broke me. Like I just didn't want to do it no more because I feel like I'm someone, and my team. We're giving.
Yeah,
We're the givers. We're not the receivers. We're giving.
right,
So to still just ask for it.
right,
Anybody that come through that gate, it's nothing that we have that you ask for that we don't give. If we have it, you got it.
right.
I have people who took their shoes off, their feet to give to someone. We didn't have it the donated size, but they wore the sneaker
Yeah.
and they gave it to them.
Yeah.
So it's not nothing that mature sisters would not give
Right.
if we have it. But
No.
stealing from me, that was
Yeah,
the
I
ultimate.
seen how heartbroken you were. I seen how, and was that around the time, somewhat after when you were in your situation with your fire?
No, that was last year.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
but I learned my lesson. I
Yeah.
learned the lesson. But yeah,
okay. So let's talk about your team. Your mature.
mature sisters.
You're mature. I gotta say it because it's like it's kind of a little tongue tied. Your mature sisters. Let's talk about your team. How you built a team. How do you build a team? Do you still have your same team? Because I do see where sometimes you are asking for volunteers. And when you're asking for volunteers, do you feel like that's because that year or this year it got bigger? So because unfortunately, I would assume because you've been doing it for so many years and now you're in your seventh year that, like you said, you had 571 showers this year. So I'm assuming that more people are coming. But okay, before we get into your team, let me ask you, how long in advance do you prep to get this thing going for the summertime?
March. We start after the gala.
Okay.
We have an annual fair every year, the last Saturday of March.
Okay.
After that, we start prepping.
So when you say you start prepping, is that when you start asking for people to donate things?
Yep.
And okay.
We ask for towel donation. We ask for the socks, the undergarments. We start asking for everything. And we take time. Then we set up drop off locations. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't keep everything in storage, so I
Right.
have to try to schedule it around when I'm gonna have the units on scene, so I
Right.
could just put them in. You
Right.
know, I don't have to lug everything around back to the storage unit, then have to take it all back out.
Now, when you asking for volunteers, no, not volunteers, when you're asking for donation, are you asking for fairly used stuff or brand new stuff?
No, the undergarments have to be brand new,
Okay, so it
but
has
everything
to be.
else can be gently used.
Okay.
And what I would say is, if you would wear it, yes, but if
Okay.
you wouldn't wear it, just because they're homeless doesn't mean that they will wear it.
Now, how long does that take for you to even go through all of those items?
Oh, it takes a long time. That's why I start so early.
Yeah.
Between my truck and everybody else that I'd be like, can you pick this up? Can you pick this up?
Right.
It takes work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hours that go into preparing for the shower event.
Yeah, and the thing is, I just feel like that's like a different kind of dedication. That's a different kind of dedication. Like I feel like, everybody or mostly some people have a heart for something. But when I feel like it's something that you have a heart for worldwide, where strangers, where people can really tap in, because to me, that's what I feel like that helps the world goes around, because we could come up with ideas. Of course, we can do things for our city or for our people. But when you kind of tap in a need that's worldwide, of a need, of something that's really going to make a difference. That's amazing to me. That's
You gotta
amazing
have
to
a
me.
passion to do this.
You have to.
It's not built for the weak.
Yeah.
Because as you see, I was willing to give up twice.
Right.
But once I start, it's just my adrenaline just start going.
Right.
I look forward to doing the shower event. I really do. I look forward to it ending too. But I look forward to it. We used to do it just for 1 week.
Right.
It used to be the first week in June. But then, after I had my surgery, we pushed it to July, the first week in July. But after we purchased those units, we added on the every Saturday in August and September. So we do it for the whole summer.
Nice.
Is it enough? No, I don't think I'm doing enough.
What do you mean you don't think you're doing enough?
I don't. I think
like
that
as far as what? What do you mean?
I think that people should be able to take a shower. That's the basic human need.
Right.
I think I need to be somewhere where I'm able to provide that service every day. Every day. Not just in the summer, every day.
Yeah.
People should take a shower every day.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
And just because they're homeless doesn't mean that they don't deserve to take a shower, brush their teeth.
Now, have you ever experienced any conflicts with anyone? Because I know they are strangers.
Absolutely.
I know they are strangers. Tell me about one. Tell me about.
Oh, we just had one this year.
Okay.
We don't have them often.
Okay.
Actually, we had two, but we had one where now my son helps. My children comes in spurts.
Okay.
Right. So my daughter started out with me, and then my oldest son jumped in, and now my youngest son is on board.
Okay.
I try to keep some men in the parking lot because people do tend to, try people. I'm not naive to the situation that I am serving men and women who are suffering from mental illness and substance abuse, right? So their behaviors can be erratic. We had an individual that we had to put out the parking lot. His behavior was erratic. He didn't want to follow, instructions. He didn't want to follow directives. So we had to put him out. We never had a situation where it got physical or anything like that. Thank God. The participants sometimes go back and forth because whatever they're enduring out in the streets before they come into the parking lot, they tend to bring it, but it's nothing that we have not been able to handle. Like we diffuse it and we go back to doing what we came here to do. I'm grateful for that we have not had many situations where we had to endure, calling the cops or anything like that, even though we're right next to the police, depot. But the men on scene and the women have been able to just deal with the situation, and we just go back to doing what we're doing.
Now, have you ever experienced a mom with a child or children? Do you guys cater to the children too? Have you ever experienced children, or for the most part, it's been adults?
It's all adults. It's so funny that you asked that because I was talking to one of my clients in my day job about dealing with children. I'm a mom first.
Right.
I don't think that I would be able to have willpower to deal with children because I'm going to be the one that probably break all the boundaries. I'm a mother first. And protecting children, yeah. I'd rather deal with adults.
Okay.
So, but we have had a mother, a family who came and was in need. And if we don't have it, we'll do our best to try to get it. So we did give what we had. And then, I outsourced, reached out to some people. I have a family that came up to the shower unit who needs, items for this age group. And people are so willing to help if they know that you're genuine. I thank God I have an amazing team and supporters. I have some faithful supporters who really believe in our vision and so who comes out and support us.
And that's what I wanted to talk about, your team. How did you create a team? How do you create a team? Do you ask for people? Do people just show up and they make you feel like a team? Do every year you have to reach out to certain people to try to build a different team? Or do you have the same team? So basically every year is a different team playing a role.
It's the same team.
Okay.
The key team.
Okay.
The volunteers are different because there's no way you can run that shower event without volunteers. You need about 6 or 7 people a day. And of course, we all still have a full-time job. For me, My vacation, one of my vacations each year is the shower event. I can do that. You know, I don't expect the people on my team to do that, you know? So I reach out for people who are retired or who may have the time who willing to say, okay, I can dedicate these days to you. The team is what I was told when I first started this. Who you start with is not going to be who you end with. And that's true because our passions change.
Right.
You come into my life for a reason, season, or a lifetime. Maybe you joined the team because you had something to give. I appreciate that. You know, you felt like your time was up. Not a problem, but I gained something.
Right.
So, do the key people change often? Not often,
Right.
but the volunteers do definitely change each year.
Right. Okay. So I see this year you gave a big cookout. Was that something different that you normally do from the mature sisters?
Every
Mature
year.
every year. So every year. So how does that go?
So the last day of the shower initiative, we do a cookout for the unhoused population. We invite the community in too. You know, everybody. We don't turn nobody away, but I always want them to feel like they are part of. So we celebrate. We celebrate with them. We have this year we didn't have a DJ, but we had a speaker and we was out there dancing. I loved it. Awesome. Just brings me joy. And the people that donate, like this year, Cheetah, he donated all of the meats. We had a couple of people come and donate dishes. I cause
Right.
I want to make sure that every participant that walked through that gate feel the love from us. And I can honestly say that I encounter them throughout my walk through the city, and they tell me. So it's about treating people the way we want to be treated, regardless to where their social status.
Right.
Because it could be us.
Yeah.
It definitely could be us, and it was me. So I
Right.
know, you know. So I treat people how I want to be treated, no matter what.
So when you are involved with the participants and they come to you and they tell you some of their stories, have you ever had any personal breakdowns with them? Is there any of them that you just really feel like very heartbroken for? So how do you I know it's your passion. Cause see me, I'm a crybaby
Oh,
too.
I cry with them. I cry with them. I sat across the table from a gentleman who, during the time that I was burnt out and I was living in a hotel, and I didn't want to do the shower event that year. Felt broken, but like, how am I gonna help somebody I can't help myself? But everything was already paid for, so I was like, you might as well go through it. My kids was like, Mom, everything is set. You might as well go in and do it. Did it. Sat across the table from a gentleman, and I told him, I said, I'm in a situation just like you. I'm no better than you. And he didn't believe it. He did not believe me. And then I told him I was homeless due to a fire. And he just started crying. I started crying. We broke down. We started hugging each other. And I don't, at work, I hold back my tears
Right.
because I'm still human.
Right.
In the parking lot of the Elks,
You
I
let
don't
'em
hold back no
loose.
tears.
You let them loose.
I let go because I do not want them to feel like I'm bigger than them. We're on the same playing level. I'm just in a better situation
Yeah.
that you see.
Right.
You don't know what situation I
Yeah.
am behind the scene.
Yeah.
You know, I present well, but I have my struggles.
And that's the thing too. It seems like sometimes when you are in that space to be the giver, sometimes you are going through so much yourself while giving. And some people don't even understand that because you still want to hold your head up high for those that you have that understanding for what they are going through.
It's like deal with them, and then you go home and deal with. For me, deal with my purpose, and then go home and deal with myself. And sometimes that falls short, but
Now, what's your expectations that you're looking for as far as I know you I'm sure you're visioning a building where people can come in and be helpful. So if you had to talk to someone today about making that vision come alive for you, with helping you get that building that people can come, I'm sure not only just a shower, but you probably would
A
make it
day
like
of
a stay.
rest.
Yeah, like a
Just a
what would
day of
you
rest.
say? What
A
would you
day of
say if I
rest.
say, "Hi, Miss Sharonda. I am the CEO and founder of helping someone, helping the help.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do for you today?"
Help me get a building so that I can provide the necessary services consistently to the unhoused population, where they'll be treated with the utmost respect and dignity. Daily showers, consistent referrals, maybe just a day of rest somewhere where they can just lay down. Maybe they need to see a medical doctor because they have not. Maybe they need a referral to a mental health service and follow up. A location where they can come to with faces that they know and they know truly care about them. We can do it. A lot of people can say they out there serving, but are you serving with a pure heart? Are you serving for the right reasons? Do they feel that you have their best interests at heart? Because they feel it. They know who has their best interests at heart. Trust me. I have a caseload of almost 50 people professionally that I counsel daily.
That's deep.
They know. They can feel it. They can sense. Just like we can sense when
Yeah.
somebody is being
Oh yeah,
genuine with us.
definitely. Definitely.
Just be,
Everybody have their senses. One
yes.
thing people, I don't care what they are going through in life, rather it's mental, rather it's disabled, rather they're not completely function, no matter if they're on drugs, no matter if they're just lost, everybody still has their sense where they can kind of feel that emotion and that passion if somebody really, really is.
Sincere.
Yeah.
They
That's
know
the
it.
deep part about it.
Yep.
That's the deep part about it. Well, I'm hoping that you get to your vision. Your vision becomes bigger. I hope that somebody who's watching this interview, contact you and say how can they be a an additional help for you in your mature sister organization. And now I heard you say something about that you can kind of take this in other cities or
Yes.
towns and do it.
Yep.
Now, if you were to take it in another city or town, what would be your next one?
Newark.
Now, Newark is big.
Yep.
Newark is big. Now, did you hear that Newark have a big population too
They
of people
do.
that's homeless?
They have.
Is it bigger than Patterson? Yeah.
They have a shelter that I went to go visit that housed 900 people.
Wow. In one building?
But again, different regulations since COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not 900 going in the building. It's different stipulations. What I'm learning, different stipulations from different counties. Bergen County have their stipulations. Essex County have their stipulations. And Passaic County have their stipulation. Every county is different.
Mm-hmm.
But my next county, Essex.
Now, is there anything that you want to talk about that you want to get off your chest as far as just doing some of the things that you do?
I just
Like what do you feel? Because I feel like I know your goal and your vision and your heart is to save everybody. Not save everybody,
save
but
one. If I can
okay,
save
if
one,
you can save one,
I've done my
okay.
job.
But because you're saving many, even as far as just like getting them the things that they need just for that day, that moment, that hour, to feel fresh, to just feel better,
Human.
feel human, just feel like somebody
Yep.
that day.
What I was told, by a pastor, Pastor York, who came and prayed at the shower event. I may not see the transformation, but I planted the seed. The seed was planted during the shower initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I will see it.
Mm-hmm.
Councilwoman Cotton said, maybe 10 years from now, somebody will come back, or maybe a shorter time frame, come back and say it started.
We gotta claim it. We gotta claim it sooner.
Maybe they're gonna come back and
years.
say it happened because of you and your shower initiative. You know, I just want to be able to plant the seed and let people know that this is what our purpose is.
Now, if you was to travel to Newark and do this, you would probably need a bigger team. Do you already have it mapped out, or a location? Would you have to ride through Newark to see what part of Newark that you would want to, bring your organization to, or your, like,
Honestly,
have you, what's the, because I know I could see you trying to get over to Newark. I just don't know if you know where you going at in Newark yet.
I know where I'm going.
Okay, so you do know where you going.
I honestly had a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm working on a team. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm not going to no longer limit myself just to Patterson, because it's homelessness everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And if they require assistance from Mature Sisters, we would be glad to provide it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to no longer box myself in.
Okay.
I'm going to open the door of opportunity when it presents itself. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. And once you do that, you got to come back up here and talk about it.
Okay.
Even if you want to tell us when you are going to be going over to Newark, and, your plans, where you're going to be putting your portable showers at in Newark. Because I think that's amazing, because once again, you're planting a seed, and with the seed, you're sharing it with the world. So I'm always for go bigger, go better, go get it, go do it where the people need it at.
Yes.
Because it's good to have people to understand that it's a bigger world out here.
And you can't always box yourself in.
Yeah.
You can't always.
I had to learn that sometimes you can't just box yourself from where you at, what you know.
Right.
You gotta understand it's a bigger world where people want to see you at, for whatever reason it is,
It's
whatever you're out here doing.
Stepping out on faith.
Stepping out on faith.
Stepping out on faith. And for many years, I didn't do that.
Okay.
But
you ready?
it's time.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's not when I'm ready. It's when God says you're ready.
Right.
And I think he said it's time to move your feet.
Right.
You slow rolling. So it's time.
Right.
Because the need is just not in Patterson. Yes, this is where I'm, born and raised all my life. This is all I know.
And guess what? With 8 grandkids, you already got a little small team. You got some hands in the pot to help out.
In the pot.
Even
Absolutely.
if they just passing a towel and a washcloth to somebody, you got some hands in the pot.
I got some hands started.
So God may be showing you too, even with 8 grandkids, you got a team already that's gonna come behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
That's amazing.
It's time to do something different. Mm-hmm. If I fall, I can pick myself back up, but I can say I tried.
And one thing I feel about a vision or something, a compassion, when you have it in your heart and something that you enjoy doing, you want to go other places to share it.
It's not work.
Yeah.
This not work for me.
Yeah.
Doing a shower event is not work.
Yeah.
It's pleasure for me.
And that's when you know it's not work. Because
Yeah.
when it's your compassion, it's not work. It's something you want to go do.
Yeah,
but I do understand how sometimes when you start off with your vision, sometimes you are going to start with what you know and who you know. It's the same thing as any other vision, like I explained to people, even in the business. I had to learn, even with business, sometimes you got to go out. Because I used to have this thing that, because where I'm from, sometimes my vision wouldn't allow me to see bigger, because I wanted to fill up with where I already was adapt to and what I knew. But once I started getting that experience and God started expanding my mind to where as though he showed me that what I do is a passion and I love it and enjoy it. It made me wanted to go out there and see other people,
Yeah.
show other
It
people,
makes you
do
want to
other
show
things.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
this can happen other than Patterson.
Yeah, it
So
can.
yeah.
But in other good news, let's talk about Shaw's new laundry service. Do you still have your
I still
laundry
do that.
service?
Yes, I still do Shaw laundry service.
Okay, let's talk about it.
50.
Now, okay, laundry service. To me, that sounds like that still falls a little bit under the compassion because it's like, okay, now you want to serve in a different way of helping people, not only if they're homeless, but if they're kind of, I don't want to say helpless, but just can't kind of,
They don't have time.
they don't have time. They can't get out. They can be, struggling with something or going
got
through
little
something.
kids.
They got little kids. So all of that is also up under a compassion. You see it? You see how you are expanding but putting different things up under your belt? It's
Yep.
all a compassion. It's all a heart
Doing
taking
laundry is
thing.
therapeutic for me.
Okay.
It gets me in a space by myself where I
Right.
can get with my own thoughts.
See? And one thing I love about us is that when you could kind of do something and it helps you get to a place where, like you said, you get to even just think, how do I say it? Like, I get what you're saying, because sometimes when you put yourself in other spaces and places, it does help you get other things going.
Nobody can contact me.
Yeah.
I'm by myself. I have a one consistent client going on 2 years.
Okay.
I go to their house. I do their laundry in their house.
Oh, nice.
Love it.
Nice. So how do you advertise your business, or how would you like to advertise your business today?
I use social media, Instagram. I kind of fell back from, well, for those who know about it, the Shaw laundry service. I post, but I haven't posted regularly. I just been just doing my regular clients. But I said after the shower event, I was going to start reposting it. But people call me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing laundry Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. I try not to do it on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's my time. That's the end of the week, and I just want to be home. But I don't turn down services.
Okay.
I don't turn them down.
Okay. So we just gonna shout out a few people that's watching.
Okay.
We got Delwana, we got Judea, we got Kwa, we got Yolanda, Starla, we got Tammy, we got Deborah, we got Quilla,
Nice.
and people are saying God bless your vision. Of course, my mom. Shout out to my mommy. I love her so
Shout out
much.
to your mom.
Yes, my mom is my biggest supporter. I love my mom.
Awesome.
May God continue to bless you, Miss Shade, and you open your stage for others to share their stories.
Yes.
God bless her beautiful soul. Someone said to you, Dale is sending you heart. Judea said, treat people how you want to be treated. Qua, Yolanda, they have their prayer hands up. Starla said, Starla coming. So I guess that's, one of your girls from your
Yes.
team.
Yep.
I don't know why I can't see all the comments, guys, but shout out to all of you who are on the live watching. I'm not sure why most of the comments are not coming up, but I'm sure you guys are saying some amazing things. So we just want to keep Miss Sharonda Roberts. I would mess up a name.
It's okay.
I'm telling you, I would mess up a name. Even knowing the name, I'll still mess up a name.
It's okay.
It don't make no sense. But we want to keep mature sisters.
Mm-hmm.
We want to support her. We want to spread the word about her. We want to help bring her vision to life. We see that she has been doing it now for 7 years with the shower.
Yes.
But 10 years.
15 altogether.
15 altogether.
Yep.
Like, you don't find people too much in the world that that's trying to put something out there that's positive, that's needed, and not have their nose tooted up at people that's going through, because just like you said, you never know.
You
It can
never
be
know.
you one day. And then it's sad to say, because it's just like, it seemed like soon as we started talking about mental illness just been popping up, popping up, popping up, popping up. You know, you see it more frequently. You know, I don't think before at one time we understood that some people were even going through that.
And we
You
still
know,
don't understand.
yeah, we would see people and be like, oh, look, they crazy. They
Yeah.
this, they that. And meanwhile, to see how the world is going and some of the things that people are dealing with.
I think the pandemic really, the mental illness really spiked during the pandemic. Like we was during a time where we secluded.
Yeah.
We was around people that we don't normally be around all day.
Yeah.
You know, it just made it more prevalent. It just spiked.
Yeah. I think the pandemic has really done stuff to people, even just trying to go through that phase
Yep.
of what was actually
That was
going
rough.
on for all of us, just
Yep.
seeing some of the things that was actually happening at one time. It was just rough for everybody. And the
Yeah.
thing is, some of us are still going through it.
And probably will still go through it
Yeah.
if we don't get help.
Yeah.
Like we frown upon going to see a counselor. But let me tell you,
But
That
I
probably
think it's
was one of
hard
the-
for people to even be able to see counselors. Because like I said, I always tell people growing up, I didn't never really hear about a therapist.
no, none of us probably did.
Okay. I know back in school you could talk to your
Guidance counselor.
counselor about something, but now the word therapist is really in the air, and it seemed like so many people need to talk to someone about what they're actually
Yes.
facing and going through. And here's the thing, everybody is going through, including me.
Everybody.
Everybody.
May not be the same thing.
Right.
But we all going
We
through
all
something.
going through it. And that's one thing that, you know, just like you said, as far as how you're showering the people, not just showering them with water, but showering them as a human being.
Yeah.
We want people to feel that we understand that it can be us. We want people to understand
Yes.
that we understand what you're going through. You know, so that's why I said I think it's amazing for somebody like you who have stepped in, because to me that's why I said I got to get her up here on the podcast,
Oh,
because
thank you.
that's a big deal. I love big deals. I love big deals. I mean, to me that's like top layer big
Yeah.
deal, because it's like people could carry titles, and I don't mean no shade, but people could carry titles. People could, but when you doing things like that, that's a different kind of title.
Stepping out of the box.
That's a different kind of title. That's just a different kind of measurement that you take on a helping hand, and that's a different kind of heart, a different kind of compassion, where some people, you know, just don't have it. But to step into that box of compassion,
not knowing what you're getting into. Yeah,
that's a
rough.
different kind of compassion.
Yes, but it's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's so worth it.
It is.
Spiritually feeding.
Yeah.
It feeds my spirit. It just knowing that I was able to give 571 showers.
Can we get a round of applause for that?
Like, where they do that at?
Amazing.
And it's only because of God's grace and mercy, the people who really believe in the shower event.
Yeah.
Like, I tell people all the time, do not trust what I'm saying. Don't go by what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Just come out and see it for yourself, and you'll see how spiritually rewarding it is just to see how they walk in the gate and how they walk back out after the shower. It's a different type of feeling. It's a different type of feeling. And
to see it is a different type of feeling.
so rewarding.
Yeah.
So rewarding. So
Well, you
I'm
know
just
what?
a vessel.
A blessed one. And you're going to be blessed for it.
Thank you.
Stay strong. Stick to the script. I know it's rough, but because it's your heart,
Yes. Yes.
I know you're going to keep pushing. But I pray you're able to take vacations.
I do.
Okay.
I make it a priority.
Giving vacations.
Oh,
Okay, we gotta work on that. Hopefully somebody today is see and say, hey, I want to find out how can I dedicate some amazing vacations to Miss Sharonda
Oh, that'd be
Roberts
awesome.
for putting so much teamwork and effort in the city of Patterson. But I want to thank you personally, Sharonda Roberts,
Yes.
for coming here and opening up and talking about the things that you are doing in Patterson that does make a difference. And here on Shady Talk Wednesday, you know, I tell people all the time because I don't want people to take the Shady Talk Wednesday as a negative thing. Because it's not that. It's comical. Shady Talk is about a lot of things. But for the most part, it's about keeping it real.
Right.
And it's not throwing shade. It's keeping it real. And I love how you came here today and you just kept it real as far as like, you know, your purpose, your plans, your visions, just seeing the better for the city of Patterson.
Yes.
That, you know, we all want, because we're all from Patterson.
Yes.
So I just want to thank you once again for coming here.
No, thank you
No, thank you.
for
I always
providing
tell
the
people,
platform.
yes, this is what the platform is for.
Yes.
So we want to thank Sharonda, Mature Sisters.
Yes.
I want you guys to follow her page on Facebook. Keep up with all her events. If you need a laundry lady, she has that going on too. If
Shaw's
you need
Laundry Service.
Shaw's Laundry Service, you can find that on Facebook as well too. Check her out. But thank you so much, Sharonda,
welcome.
for coming on Shady Talk Wednesday. Listen, y'all. She was all nervous. Talking about, I'm gonna be nervous when I get up there. How you feel?
I feel really good.
You feel really good?
I feel really good. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to just share a little bit of my story because it's bigger than me.
Yeah.
It's
And
bigger
guess
than me.
what? When you have some other stories to come share, this couch is available, or this chair next time.
Okay.
Or if you like in that chair,
I like the gray chairs.
The gray
comfortable.
chair.
Yes.
it's available for you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for
Thank you
tuning
so
in.
much.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you so much, Sharonda, for coming on Shady Talk Wednesday.
Talk.
I don't know why I'm tongue-tied today. She got me nervous because she nervous.
Yes.
I'm normally just a flow. Thank
all
you
right.
guys. Thank you
Take
so
care.
much.
This was good.